If you have an event you'd like us to cover, send us an email at creativetucson.org and contact us via Tucson Facebook, via Creative Tucson's Facebook page. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our content on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. This is Jermaine Miller with Everything Tucson.
Well, you forgot one thing, Jermaine. Hang on a second. Listen to me. Hang on.
What's up?
That's right. It's your BFF. It's your best Frank forever here. You've done a great job. You've done a great job. I'll take it from here, pal.
I don't know.
There you
Why
go.
are you touching my chair?
No, that's okay. I need this. I need. Look, I need this right now. Look. Let me be frank, because that's what we're going to do right now. All right. So there's some local events going on here in old Tucson, and I want to tell you all about them, because there's a lot of changes happening, and you might not be as familiar with what's going on in your hometown as you'd think. And here I am to tell you all about it. That's right. So here we go. So my name is Frank Powers. I'm your BFF. I'm your best Frank forever. But every once in a while, the happiest guy in Springfield, that's me, has to get a little irate because things around here are not what they seem. You see, there's a lot of changes going on in Tucson, especially on historic 4th Avenue. And I'm going to bring you up to date and up to speed on some of the changes that are happening and what we can do to put a stop to them. Because there's a lot of things going on that not too many people are pleased with, myself included, especially putting on a facade of what's going to go on 4th Avenue, historic 4th Avenue. So I'm here to update you on something that I've been getting involved in, and that's going to town meetings and caring about the issues that are happening around Tucson. And the thing I'm going to focus on today is the Save the 4th Avenue. Basically, it's the Facebook page or Facebook group. So there's a group on Facebook, all right? It's Save 4th Avenue, and that is something that you should be thrilled with that it exists. Tons and tons of members were added to it very quickly, and I've already been very involved, motivated, and basically energized to leave the house and go get involved in civics. That's right, for civics. So one of the things that I did was I went down to the City Hall meeting, all right? And this is, there's a few topics. What started this off was the flycatcher. So the flycatcher over on, I believe it's 6th and 4th, they are going to unfortunately be shutting down and possibly, most likely, be replaced with student housing, more horrible student housing. So student housing is horrible in the sense of it does not need to be right on that corner. That's how I feel about it. That's how a lot of us feel about it, is that, you know what, you can literally put it over there, no one complains. I mean, granted, I wish they built more aquariums around here, but the very idea that more student housing, and this is one of 3 or 4 developments going on in the area, is what's going to be springing up around town. There is a way to change some of this. So now I've made some lists, I've done some homework, and I've been out and about shaking hands and doing all the things that one's got to do to keep you a bit informed about what's going on. But the way to really get informed is to come and get involved, all right? All your comments on Facebook, they don't do enough. Back them up. Don't talk about it, be about it. And if you type about it, you ain't really doing a thing. So really, some of the things are the Benedictine Monastery is a concern for a lot of people around town. That's not quite on 4th, but it's the same idea of what might go there, what might knock down this classic historical building, and what might they replace it with. Also, 4th and 6th, the flycatcher. We might have heard, and if you haven't, you can get updated on the chocolate iguana being pushed out of business over on 4th Avenue in favor of, again, that landlord just trying to sell his property, not caring about what goes there. And there was something that I said and thought of, is that it shouldn't be up to 1 or 2 people that happen to own some land that define the skyline for all of us. There is a way to appease us all and to put things that some of us want. And the only way people are going to care about what we want is if you get involved and perhaps show up. So there's also the zoning at Maloney's, which was talked about in a lot of stuff in the last meeting. I went to that. And there's lots of stuff that you could find out about on the Facebook page, one of them being an article from MarketWatch. So MarketWatch.com had an article, Real Estate Companies Cashing In on College Students, okay? This is something that basically they're pulling back the veil to show you what's happening and why these companies are just putting up these matchstick buildings and selling them as fast as they can, these templates for nothing, to just get students in there. And they're kind of outpricing the students. It's very expensive to live here. One of the things that happened recently was a mattress firm got kind of exposed as a big real estate scheme. That's why there's so many mattress firms. Yes, insane, right? This is not dissimilar from that, where just selling the land and selling the idea is just what they're going to do. And remember, the only people that really care about it are, of course, the landowners and the developers, not really caring about what any of us in the town really think. So that brings me to a couple of things I noticed on this Facebook page. So again, go to this Facebook page. This is a way to get your voice out there, heard a little bit, but the way to really get it out there is to show up. But at least this gets me some information. So one person posed a question, is Tucson worth saving? What a son of, no. The whole idea of that question, that makes some sense, okay? Tucson is worth saving because let me tell you something. The whole idea is we need to save what's going on and what really is here in the roots. There's a whole movement called Keep Tucson, but there's a lot, and that really means keep Tucson pretty, keep Tucson real. That's a lot of what Keep Tucson and that movement has been about. So let me tell you a little about me, because you could probably tell by my accent that, you know, obviously a Tucsonan, because what's a Tucsonan accent sound like? Sounds like somewhere else. That's what it sounds like. Because this place attracts a lot of people from all over the country. It's a heck of an oasis here in the desert. It's a blue dot in the sea of red of the state of Arizona. So one of the things that lets me talk about this and speak very firmly about it from the heart is I lived on 4th Avenue. So when I first moved here, sight unseen, I lived on 4th Avenue, 912 North 4th Avenue. It's right across from the park. And I moved here from Long Island, a place that has coasts and a place that you can't overdevelop even more. They knock down a house and they build a cul-de-sac of 5 houses. There's not much community there because there's too many people in the way. A lot of what I found in Tucson and about 4th Avenue is I call it the baby bear's porridge. It's this big little city. It's just right. A guy like me has made a dent in this town and made a hell of a splash, and that's what I'm continuing to do, and you can too. So a big thing that was brought up at the meeting was parking and traffic. And I'll tell you, from a guy who used to walk from 4th Avenue all the way to Congress, 100 East, I used to work at Grill, so there's some of that Tucson cred. But I used to work there, and the amount of traffic and population has definitely increased. A lot of these store owners are complaining about not enough parking spots. That's a big concern. But one of the real issues has been traffic, safety, and what's going on around there. So also, I owned a business. So I didn't own a business on 4th, I owned a business on 6th. Unfortunately, it shut down because location, location, location. But I will warn a lot of these people that parking is not always the issue. It's a lot of people's excuse for why they aren't going down to your downtown business. Because I was right across the street from the Pennington Garage, and people's like, there's no parking. And that parking was free for an hour. So don't fall for that excuse, business owners. There's a lot of people out there that are just saying that because they don't get out of the house. And unfortunately, shopping local is not the first thing we all think of. We shop Nike, okay? That's the way most people are, and it's time to reprogram ourselves a little bit if we really do care about what's going on here. So I owned a business, and there's one day I'm on that business. I used to call it Sesame Street, because there I am sweeping up my porch like Mom and Pop right there, and Danny Martin goes riding by on his bike, Romo from Romo Tonight drives by, and Andrew Brown from PBS Media, he comes by, he shoots a photo of me in my silly suit, and I wind up in Zocalo magazine. That is a Tucson experience unlike anything else. That's a bit of Sesame Street, and there I was like Mr. Hooper, God rest his soul. So that is why Tucson is special. People like me that have been in other places, and if you've traveled around, you've probably seen it too. There's nothing really quite like Tucson, and that can be a negative or a positive. I see it as a positive, and there's certainly not much like 4th Avenue. And anywhere that there was something like 4th Avenue, it's gone. Go look up Mill Avenue. All right, Mill Avenue up in Phoenix is a big example of what people are saying about what could happen on 4th, and that's what we're afraid of. So owning the land and what's being built on it is what's affecting what's going on. But I don't want you to have the type of attitude that some people have in the comment section of 4th Avenue or most things. Whatever, developers only care about this. Oh, whatever, blah, 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 who cares anyway? Is this place even worth saving? Listen, that is negative talk, all right? You will never win a race if the first thing you say is like, well, I probably won't even win. Yeah, then don't even tie up your shoes, all right? The whole idea of trying is you have to know, you know what? It's a slim chance, but I bet I could do it. All right, that's how you win, that's how you succeed, all right? It's about having a positive mental attitude. PMA all day. Take it from a guy who, very pissed right now, that's where Pissed Off Panda came from, grows up and changes his tune so that things are a little more bright and shiny, things are a little more positive. And sometimes you gotta try smiling just to make yourself feel better. I know it sounds aggravating, but it's true. That's why people say it. That's why cliches exist. So, in addition to that comment about the negativity, don't just post negativity, because if you're gonna post that, then come to the meeting. Come to the meeting. Don't just post it from the safety of your Facebook and your Netflix and your couch. All right, come to the meeting and get involved. If you want to have such a sharp opinion and attack people, why don't you come out in public, in the world, and actually address the council and actually address some people. Because attending these council meetings has already made change. It already made like, let's say I had this to discussion, so now we have to have a special meeting about it. I went to that special meeting and it was more enhanced. We could talk, not just for 3 minutes, but for multiple minutes. Some people told very good stories, lots of business owners, people that have owned stores there since the 70s. And again, the zoning commissioner here in Tucson, he's an old punk rocker. He's woken up in the basement of the Surly Wench when it was not the Surly Wench. This is a guy that you do not want to attack. This is a guy that's on our side, but he's just at his job at that moment, all right? but I'm certainly, there's a lot of waxy-haired people that we could, have there in his place. But instead, it looks like David Lee Roth is sitting up there. So you should come to a meeting. It's great. He was very good and really good to talk to. He let people speak, and it was interesting to find out just how this stuff works. So I say, get out of your house, get involved. There's no reason to spew negativity about how things and these faceless builders, these faceless engineers, no, they are people. And we've already made an impact on these people. We've already gotten some things changed, pushed back some dates for what's going to happen, all right? Do not throw your arms up in the air. You can fight, because the fight is just about assembling. When they see that many people in a room together, not everyone needed to talk or needed a chance to speak, but enough people gathering does cause things to stop, okay? It stops the presses just a little bit, all right? So I want you to think about that. And also, there's some things on this page, the Facebook page for Save 4th Avenue, and one of them is a photo of Austin, and it shows how Austin built these hotels and built these giant properties just a block away, all right? Now that's not NIMBY talk, which I've been accused of. That means not in my backyard. No, it's just the fact that when it comes to that sort of thing, remember, if we're an attraction, if this place is a pier and that's the boardwalk, you don't build a hotel right between the surf shop and the suntan lotion stand. You don't. You build it right a block away. And the beach is the beach. The beach is the attraction. That's the thing. That's what Tucson is. It's just one big beach. We just got rid of the ocean. So that's the whole idea, is that what you need to do is you need to go get involved by doing that. All right, so one of the ways to get involved on the website, there's places and asking for, can you make flyers? Can you distribute them? Do you enjoy doing things like design or protesting? All right, do that, get involved. There's an ask. And if you need a hobby, this is a hell of a hobby to take up. All right, trust me, because I'm the guy that's been doing it, and if you don't want this wacky, cartoony guy being the one in charge who's supposed to be serious at all these meetings to be in charge, then come down and join me, and I'll tag you right in. And another way to do the thing that you could do that nobody does, hit the share button. All right, hit the share button in this video and hit the share button on that group. Hit the invite button, because the invite button is very important to a group, and especially a Facebook page. That's how you're going to get people really involved in knowing what's going on, and you can get people that actually know and care, and that's what we've got to do. We've got to activate people in the community and get motivated, and that's why I'm here shouting at you to activate you. So I hope that you've enjoyed some of this rant and rave, and I hope that you've enjoyed letting me be frank with you. I'm Frank Powers. I'm your BFF. Your best Frank forever, the ambassador of entertainment, the master of ceremonies, the prince of promotion, the king of commotion, right here in old Tucson. Go look up the Mill Avenue documentary. Go look up all these other articles about how the small business revolution can happen, all right, and what's going on. And go get involved, Tucson. It's up to you. It's up to me. It's up to all of us. Cut it.